Welcome to our video devotionals. It is Friday and we are in the book of Job. What an incredible story this is. Job is under immense persecution. He's dealing with so much, and he's got these three friends that start off in a good spot. They sit with him, they're quiet and silence, but then all of a sudden they start speaking, and Job is getting frustrated. And that's where we find ourselves this morning in Job chapter 24 through 28. The book of Job is this incredible journey of suffering, questioning, and searching for understanding in the midst of all of the chaos that happens in our lives. And as we see here in Job 24, Job describes this same frustration that he's experiencing. The wicked seem to prosper while the righteous seem to suffer. And this is a problem that he's experiencing. He's asking God some very direct questions. He says, why are we allowing evil to exist? And by we, he means God, right? He's saying, why are you allowing this to exist? And these verses can resonate with us too, whenever we're in the middle of suffering and it seems like we're doing all of the right things and we're seeking hard after God, and yet the brokenness of the world just seems to be crowding us and suffocating us. And that is where Job is at. In chapter 25, Bildad, one of his friends, begins to respond to him. And while his response is harsh, he actually provides a critical truth here. He talks about how Job needs to understand that human beings are insignificant compared to the majesty of God. And though this answer does seem harsh, it brings us a critical truth that God is beyond our comprehension. And in Job 26, Job responds to his friend Bildad with this reminder that God is present with him and he's powerful. And he paints this picture of God's sovereignty over his life. This recognition of God's greatness invites us into a place of humility, where we understand that he is God and we are not, and that we need to trust his wisdom and his sovereignty in our lives, especially when we don't see the full picture. In chapter 27, Job reaffirms his own integrity by saying, no matter what circumstances lie around me, I'm going to hold fast to my integrity. I'm going to continue to be righteous. His commitment, even in the face of suffering, teaches us the value of remaining faithful to God, especially when we don't understand what's going on around us. And then finally, in Job 28, Job meditates on wisdom. He acknowledges that true wisdom is actually beyond human reach. It's something that we get through a deep relationship with God himself. Job points to us this centralized truth that while we search in the world for answers, true understanding only comes through the fear of God and seeking him in all things. The fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to shun evil is understanding. That's Job 28:28. So what are the lessons that we can learn? First of all, God's justice is unfathomable. It really, really is. We need to understand that while we don't see God's justice on the forefront in our own little perspective, that justice is happening. It just may be beyond what we can see with our eyes. Number two, we have to understand that God is sovereign over all. No matter what we're experiencing, we have to trust him, his plan, his ways, because his ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. Number three, we need to maintain our integrity through suffering. This is really a key point in Job, that we have to understand that no matter what's going on circumstantially in our lives, that we have to maintain our integrity, our faithfulness, and our righteousness to him, no matter what's going on in our lives. And then the last one is that true wisdom does come from God. The wisdom is not found in human achievements or wealth, but it's in a deep relationship with him. The fear of the Lord, recognizing his power, his holiness, that is the beginning of wisdom. And so our application is that whatever season of life you happen to be in today, maintain your integrity, trust God's sovereignty, be humble in all areas of life, and seek godly wisdom. We're so glad that you're with us today. And if you're starting this journey, reading through the Bible with us for the first time, don't worry about catching up. Just jump in right with us. Be with us where we're at today, which means tomorrow you're going to be reading from Job 29. Have a blessed week.